Sister Wives fans are out here slamming Janelle Brown and her property, her business dream, the one she has been passionate about for so many years, Taeda Farms. Well, fans are taking Taeda Farms to the interwebs and slamming Janelle and Maddie left and right, comparing them to Cody and Robin. Y'all, this is sad. This is sad. Janelle needs a little grace. Hello. The lady needs some grace, okay? She's went through a lot. She's still going through a lot. Give her some grace. I mean, that's just what I think. There's so much being said and posted about Taeda Farms in real time. I've got to take you through, and we're going to discuss what the fans and viewers are saying. It's a lot of different comments and different posts about this, okay? It's a lot. It's a lot being said. That's why we're here to discuss, because I do want to know what you're thinking as fans and viewers of this show. We have been watching these people for many, many years, okay? Many, many years. So let me know what you think in the comments below as we read along. This person posted a couple of days ago to the Sister Wives Reddit group. Taeda Farms is a big joke. I never believed in them, to be honest. LOL. They have a horrible history. And Madison keeps popping out babies like she's trying to repopulate the world. Who has the time to build a farm from the ground up? How many years has it been now, guys? Do they even have the permits? LOL. I'm not sure if the first screenshot is about the farm or just their backyard. But if they don't even know what is allowed in their own backyard, how do you expect them to build a farm? What a mess, honestly. It actually pisses me off. Second screenshot is from their blog. Blog for a farm that doesn't exist. All right. I wanted to see what's on the blog. Maybe gardening tips, fun planning ideas. No. Just tributes to Janelle and stories about motherhood. I'm sorry, but I thought y'all were promoting a farm, not motherhood. They're just so self-absorbed. They don't live in the same reality that we normal people do. Does anyone have a count of how many days, months, or years it's been since they announced this little idea? Because you should at least get permits after 2 years, I would think. And then they go to post their screenshot from their post on the Taeda Farms social media. And then this is from their blog. As you see, almost 400 people took to the comment section. This person said, I come from a North Carolina farming family. My dad works for the North Carolina Department of Agriculture. One of the main functions of his job is working with farmers on ways to develop their land responsibly that benefits the native wildlife. It can take several years to go through the proper procedures. Once farmers have a plan, my dad goes out and surveys the land and works with them through the whole process. He notes any potential areas that may require special attention, typically due to protected species already being present. If it's a wetland, which can actually be really good for some flowers, especially natives, they have to do a series of water surveys. They need to see how any change in the wetland could affect water quality downstream, affect the wildlife, soil erosion, etc. These surveys alone can take a year, and the state gets close to 1,000 permit requests to alter wetlands a year. And they all have to do this process. All that to say, they bought this land a year ago, March 2024. It is perfectly reasonable that they don't have the farm up and running yet. They aren't from a North Carolina farming family either. So I think it's fair to say they could have done research, but still not realize the extent of the red tape they would have to go through. I'm all for being a hater, but I think it's a little absurd to call it a failure at this stage. Well, I don't know if, first off, I'd be all for being a hater. But I will say this. I didn't know half this that they just said. And I'm from Mississippi, and my family has a little over 80 acres. Cattle farmers. I didn't know none of this. So interesting to me. I guess it's different where you are, you know. Like, we also have a totally different 80 plus acres that we hunt on, which is Donnie's family's land. We don't have to get permits to do anything on that land. And we take y'all through a lot of different farming things that we've done, i.e. food plots. We have tilled up a lot of acres for gardens. I mean, we've done a lot, and we have not had to have no kind of permit to do none of it because it's private land. Now, we don't have it listed as commercial property either. You get what I'm saying? So there is a difference there, I'm guessing. But I'm also confused because they are going to live on the land. Janelle's done said they're building houses. Maddie and Caleb will be across from her house. Okay, so that would be private owned and residential. So you should be able to do what you want when you want without getting any permission anywhere. But like I said, probably totally different in North Carolina than it is here in Mississippi, apparently, because we ain't got to get permission to do nothing. Okay, I'm just pointing it out. Now, if we went to building some greenhouses, that might be a different story. This person said, thank you for sharing your knowledge. Many people need to read your comment. I will say this, you can be anybody you want, say anything you want on the internet. That don't make it facts. Now, just because that person said, now I could have got on here under a fake name. I'm just pointing it out and being real with you. I could have got on here under any name, a fake account, and I could have said any of that. Now, for somebody, it's kind of reckless for somebody to say, well, I think they need to believe you. I think everybody needs to do their own research. Let me throw that out there. That's why Reddit don't like me. I'm like, no, don't listen to random people on the internet. Please do your own research because anybody can say anything on the internet. And hey, it's 2025. Apparently anybody can be anybody on the internet. And that's been going on for years, i.e. Mary's catfish. Moving on. I think the issue with so many of their projects is that this is it with me. Is that they announce it, make a big deal out of it before it's even up and running. They try to make the story of it coming together a big thing and get caught up on it. Most businesses should be announced once it's ready to open, not we have an idea. Maddie also just had a 4th kid, right? I can't imagine trying to navigate that as well as starting a farm from scratch. Shoot first, ask questions later is the MO for this family. It takes years to get all the permits and do all the studies that have to be done before you can build the farm they want. It's not just flowers. It's going to have people. Now, see, this is a good point. We ain't got all this over here. That's why I said theirs is totally different. It's commercial. But my question is, they're still going to be living on it, you know? So I guess they're going to homestead what they're living on. And then they're going to commercialize the rest of it, I guess. I don't know. That's just what I'm assuming. But it's not just flowers. It's going to have people coming and picking flowers, and who knows what other buildings they want to build. They aren't a huge corporation trying to get land to build on. They don't know how to work the system to get started faster. I hope they get the farm that Janelle has dreamed of. I do hope that as well. This is why my family is selling our farm after 100 years of operation, because legislation has made it so difficult to pass permits. It's not as simple as applying and getting permits approved within a matter of months or years. As many land studies need to be completed and multiple hearings need to be held. Neighboring farms, acreages, businesses, and the county are notified of these hearings, and council members have to listen to every single complaint. Yeah, and someone involved in similar business, 2 years is a drop in the bucket for this type of project. Did they do any research? Did they have a business plan and a budget? Did they research growing times and weather? Do they have greenhouses, not a chicken coop? Have they identified their market? Do they have knowledge of seed starting, soil health, and weather conditions? I would like to see all this addressed on the show as to how much planning they did ahead. I was about to say this dud had. Whoops. This person said, and on that note, I highly recommend everyone watch Clarkson Farm, where they get a heavy smackdown of this reality. I have no idea. We all knew this was coming. Janelle is not built for farming. This isn't the kind of thing you get good at easily. Yeah, a lot of it depends on weather, but did anyone think Janelle is going to be out farming? I didn't. They really just want to sell homestead decor. Not to mention the fact Maddie has 3 kids under 5. Make that 4. Caleb works the full time, and none of them have experience. It's like watching a train wreck. Hopefully they don't bankrupt themselves. Well, I will say this, at least they'll have their own property to at least build their own homes on. Because, Caleb and Maddie already have a home. So they can sell, don't forget, y'all, they're going to sell their home when they build their home and use that money for, to pay off some of probably their home build on their new home. Does that make sense? Out of all the wives, Janelle was the pipe dream queen. Maddie couldn't even keep up with a once-a-week podcast, let alone an entire farm. I'm sad for Janelle if she spent another chunk of money on a lost cause money pit like this. She said she has nothing to show for herself money-wise, and now this. Couldn't even keep up with a once-a-week podcast. Yes, someone posted a while ago that lives around there and said they had not done any of their due diligence as far as permits planning for the areas like that. Cody Pass all over again. I'm amazed that Janelle was a professional once, considering she rarely sees things to completion. She's better as a worker bee, working for someone else and just doing what they need her to do, which makes sense that she worked in accounting or finance. She's not entrepreneurial by any means unless she's shilling someone else's MLM pyramid scam products. I would honestly pick Mary as the professional one. Janelle gets all the credit by being the one that works hard, but all of them had jobs. Janelle had multiple failed businesses, and I thought she managed the money, but it doesn't seem like that. Ooh, people are going for Janelle. These people have never followed through on anything in their lives, so it's no surprise. Last year, a small group of us told everyone this is another dumb business decision. We got downvoted. I like Janelle, but she had dreams of owning a gym, becoming a real estate agent, and Sister Wife's Closet. Why would anyone think a group of people with no farming experience would somehow become successful farmers? She should build a home and enjoy life. I have family friends who both have full-time jobs. They garden flowers for a few local florists. It has taken them several years to become profitable. The husband's own grandfather had his own nursery, and the husband worked there for years. Neither Janelle and Maddie have half their drive or experience. Makes me wonder why they didn't just try to start out small and see if there was something they could do. Maybe at first buy a few acres of land with a small greenhouse and a garden while learning. Then, if that goes well, look into more acreage and permitting. Nothing worse than investing in a dream that you find out you don't like or aren't suited for. I mean, who's surprised? You hope for the best for this type of behavior and thought process is baked in. It's always a get-rich-quick scheme or another with no research, always based on emotion and not a wise-minded decision. Now, I will say this before we go on to another post, because there was another post about this, okay? About Janelle's business planning. I just want to throw out there, they bought this around the time Garrison passed, okay? Garrison passed March 2024. They purchased this land, Janelle, Maddie, and Caleb, March 2024. Same month, same year. I'm sure she was going through a hell of a lot, and still has been, a hell of a lot of emotions. I'm pretty sure she wasn't 1,000,000,000% into the whole business planning and, just all the things. Just give her time. In my opinion, give her time. Give her some grace. The lady has lost a son And it's only been a year. Okay, she will never fully heal from that. That's losing a part of you. So I'm going to give Janelle grace just for that reason alone. Now let me go to the other post where fans and viewers were discussing Taeda Farms. Another post. People need to lay off Janelle and the farm. Maybe she just has a veggie stand, maybe an event space. Who cares? She's planning on building a house on the property, and I would bet Maddie might too. The land was not expensive. It doesn't seem like she's trying to grow acres of food and have tons of animals. If it doesn't work out, at least she has a home. That is my whole point. Lots of people own her land. They just own land. They just live on. It's not a working farm or anything. My dad lives on 85 acres. Like I said, my family has over 80 acres. Donnie's family has over 80 acres. You know, I don't know. It's just a thing. You ain't got to have a farm, but their vision and dream is. But it's okay. If it don't work out, it's okay. At least they tried, you know? I mean, it's a less questionable choice than, say, marrying Cody. She didn't even marry him. She just had 6 kids with his broke ass. Lord have mercy. This comment's actually spot on. LOL, this is the kind of snark I'm here for. Thank you. I think she's finally living her best life. Cut her some slack and have some grace for her. You have no idea. Thank you for saying this. You have no idea what the loss of a child is like. If this makes her happy and brings her some peace, let her be. Yes, she's really making huge changes in her life after losing a child. She looks like she's doing great. So much of this, thank you. The rage towards it is so odd. Like, point it out, make fun of it, whatever. I don't really get the anger. Laugh my ass off. I feel like people on this sub get joy out of putting people down. Slow and steady wins the race. You can't start a flower farm overnight. They need infrastructure, and building a house for both families to live on would be top priority, wouldn't you think? Once houses are established, it would give them time to create a farm. People are expecting miracles. Well, I believe in miracles. I'm kidding. I was just trying to make you laugh, okay? Don't take me seriously. But seriously, farms take time. And she's never lived in North Carolina before. They need to figure out permits, build buildings, create garden infrastructure, and also learn about the climate and what grows where they are, which is wildly different from the West. They obviously announced it early because that's the establishment date. They are excited about it and want to spread the word via their audience, like anyone with a platform idea. That's how you build a business and get your name out there. Selling merch brings in a bit of extra money in the meantime. Now, I will say this. I've always thought they're going to be very successful. Janelle, mainly. Janelle Brown, whatever she does, she will be successful because she already has a following. She already has millions of people looking at her and following her. Do you know how easy it would be for her to have a successful business? All she's got to do is say, hey, I'm set up here. Fans would flock. I would. I'm being real. I would. Absolutely. I would go make that drive, make that trip, and support our girl. Yes, ma'am. I sure would. And vlog it. Yes, I would. But I'd be supporting her in the process. I'm telling you, she's going to be successful. Those adults never plan anything out and have only survived because TLC's paycheck. Sadly, they continue to pass their poor skills onto their kids. But then, where would they displace their irrational aggression? Here comes the bull. I don't know what that means. Janelle is happy. She has the land she had hoped for to live on and lead a groundful life, communing with nature. She got her family there and lots of grandchildren to love on. It's all good. We are allowed to have opinions. She was never going to be in a farm. Yeah. I got to start over because this is how I believe this person says it. We are allowed to have opinions. She was never going to be a farmer. She couldn't even wash dishes. She built up a lot of hype in the public and already profited off of it. Scrutiny is fair. Glad she took Cody's advice on selling aprons. Okay, they need to lay off Mary, Christine, Cody, and Robin, too. I mean, of course, she can do whatever she wants. The issue just speaks to a pattern of Brown family behavior, and that's worth discussing. In my opinion, it's just Reddit after all. Well, I'm going to end this, okay? I'm going to end this. If she's happy, that's all that matters. That's all. Yeah, okay? Because, look. Like I said, the lady has lost a son. Okay, within a year. A year. It's only been a year. And I will say this, Janelle just posted a spot that has been cleared off for her home site. She's also flagged off and got it all planned out, the house plans and all. So, I mean, there is some movement going on, and that's major. Janelle's happy. Janelle's doing something that makes her heart feel filled. She's doing something that makes her feel good, you know. That's inspirational, motivational. She is a single, independent woman, might I add. Kudos to Janelle. I mean, I can't sit here and say as a married woman that I can turn around and buy 100 and something acres. Can you? I'm happy for her. I really am. Y'all don't forget to like and share this video. Also, subscribe if you're new here and hit that notification bell beside subscribe. Make sure it's set to all so you'll be notified whenever I upload. I want to know what you're thinking about all this. Do you think people need to lay off Janelle a little bit? Or do you think that this is just another pipe dream? I want your honest opinions in the comment section below. Don't forget, a brand new episode of Sister Wives airs this Sunday exclusively on TLC at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. I love you for watching. I'll see you in my next video or in the comments below.